Hi guys, it's Rizzo, and today in Iowa the sun is shining nice and bright, even though it's super cold out, but it looks like it's a nice day out. I wanted to share with you one of my goals um, when I found out, of course, that I was a type 1 was to quit smoking. So I thought I would just share with you up to this point what I've done and how I've been able to do it so far. And hopefully, if anyone is out there thinking of or wanting to quit smoking, whether you have diabetes or not, it doesn't matter. But um, kind of where I started, how I've done it, and yeah. So first things first, I knew immediately when I was diagnosed with a type 1 that I needed to quit. I knew I needed to quit before then, and I had done it like a million times. So, but this time it was different. This was like something serious, my first time in my life where I'm like, it is a wake up call. You need to quit. So I put it in my head. I discussed it with my doctor, I think on our very first appointment, when I was diagnosed. And I, at that point, pretty much told her, like, don't even ask me to stop smoking at this point. Just finding out I'm a diabetic, I'm stressed, blah, blah, blah. And she was awesome. And she said, take your time. And she was like, I'll give you, a while to kind of get your diabetes figured out, and then I'll come after you. And I said, deal. So I think it was at my 3-month appointment. She again asked if I was ready to quit smoking. I told her I was. She offered a few different medications that I could try to kind of help me stop smoking. And at that point, I told her I didn't want to, still don't want to, that I just wanted to do it cold turkey. So it was in my head at my 6-month appointment that I wanted to be able to tell my doctor that I had quit smoking. So that was my goal. How I did it? Well, I never smoked in the house. I was a light smoker anyway, so I'd only smoke maybe 10 cigarettes a day, maybe more or a little less on the day, depending. But so what I did is, of course, I never smoked in my house. I did smoke in the car to and from, in my vehicle, but in other people's vehicles, I did not. So the only habit I had to really break of the car was my own vehicle. I so then started to keep my pack of cigarettes at home, in the garage where I typically would smoke, or outside. So I started leaving them at home, and I would have a cigarette before I left, knowing, if I was going to be gone for 2 hours, 4 hours, 8 hours, that I wasn't going to have another cigarette until I came back home. So I kind of got used to having to, span that time frame out of when I was going to have that next cigarette. I also started to decrease the amount. So like one week I started only having 8 cigarettes as a goal to smoke that day. And then the next week, maybe 6, 4, 2, you get the picture. And then pretty much I just put it in my head. I knew I was going to quit. Somewhere between around Christmas or New Year's. I had tried New Year's before, it didn't work. So I thought, I think I might try a little before that. So for me this year, it just happened to work out as Christmas Day as my last time that I had a cigarette. And so far, so good. Tomorrow will be 4 weeks. And I am super proud of myself. And I really believe it's just because I've went through so many changes with the type 1 and kind of the changes that I've made in my life. It's just one more change. So it's made it a little easier. I used to get really grouchy and grumpy when I tried to quit smoking before, and this time it hasn't been that bad. So yeah, it's going really good. So some things that I do after that point? How do I keep, from going to the store and buying a pack of cigarettes? Well, one thing is I have to stay busy. When I'm at home, I'm not sitting there watching TV. I typically am up cleaning house, organizing, painting. I try to organize anything and everything possible. That first week, I think, is the hardest. So every single day, it was like I had to like make a list the night before of all the things that I could just do around that house that needed done. And that really helps me. Um, Second is a water bottle. I carry one with me all the time. Instead of grabbing for that cigarette, I just grab my water bottle and drink from it frequently, which is good for you, right? Another thing is I keep track of the days. Obviously, every day you're going to have good days and bad days where you crave it more so than others. And just kind of having either a calendar or my planner with how many days it's been since I've had one, highlight it, different colors, however you want to do it. But that kind of helps me stay on track. Like I am another day away from having one and I want to just keep going and see how far I can get. I also like to do a little reward system for myself. So I think the first month is the hardest. So I tend to buy more for myself or reward myself more in like that first month, second month, maybe third. After the third month, it seems like I kind of go where I don't need to reward it as much, and then it becomes just everyday life. So, but in the first few months, it's always, I think, good to reward yourself. Instead of, spending that money on a package of cigarettes every other day, I can now think of that money as something more positive, like, putting it towards something as a big item that I want to buy myself. It could be something as small as like protein or pre-workout shakes. It could be exercise equipment. It could be exercise workout gear, like shirts, pants, shoes, socks, bras, you name it. Just something that maybe, that is something better that you're buying for yourself that's going to contribute to something more positive than negative. So that's what I do. And after a while, I kind of forget about it and don't feel like I need to reward myself. But in the beginning, I think it's really important. But those are my tips and tricks. And I hope that if any of you are planning on quitting smoking, that you at least try. I think what I've done in the past so many times is when I fall off track, I just give up. And I think, having diabetes type 1, like you don't get a choice whether you want to deal with it or not every day. And I really feel like it's given me such a stronger mindset than what I've ever had before. And so in my thinking now, is, 6 months from now, a year from now, if I fall off the wagon and I have one, I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm not going to, just give up because I had one. I'm going to turn around and get right back on track. And I think that's just my thinking, futuristic. I hope I don't ever pick up even one because I don't want to at this point. I know just from my past history of trying to quit smoking that I cannot vape. I cannot do the fruity flavored cigars. Like every time I pick up anything to try to replace it, I end up still going right back to smoking. So it is 100% nothing for me. And so far, so good. So I'm thinking, I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow, but I feel like celebrating because it'll be 4 weeks tomorrow. And yeah. And then once you get to that 30 days, I think it's just so much easier. And it'll be 2 months before I know it, 6 months, 9 months, and then a year. And I can't wait. to be this new, healthier person. So good luck with any of you that want to quit smoking, or if you just want a pat on the back saying good job, let me know in the comments, because I'm be more than happy to help with that, or just keep encouraging or give support. And yeah, so I'm super excited, super proud, and you guys have a good day, have a good weekend, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.